Greetings. Welcome back to PinkOddBird. Woo, you guys, can you believe it? We're already almost to the end of the Shabby Creep 24 channel hop series. What? It's been such a fun ride seeing what everybody creates and all of the different takes on everybody's prompts. But today we are here to look at day number 30, which is my day, and that is On the Vanity. So, On the Vanity. In my head, I know what I want to do. I have no idea how to explain it to you or what I would call it. So we're just going to craft and you'll see what is in my head turn out in the book. So as you guys already know, I am rehauling these books. So I'm going to do my On the Vanity prompt in this book somewhere. And yeah, so that's the plan. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, the first thing I need to do is find a page that I want to work on. So for me, I think I might do this page here. This is pretty Christmassy. So I have pulled out some wallpaper because again, we are doing shabby and we are doing creepy. So maybe I can use this perhaps. So the first things first, we need to grungy this little piece of wallpaper up. And so for that, I'm going to grab some sprays. So I have a lot of stuff here that I don't really use. Also, let me get my little wet mat thing here so we don't completely destroy the already destroyed cardboard. And no rhyme or reason here. I really just want to, I don't even know if some of these are going to work. So old, like ancient history old. Well, there's some in there. And then we'll do a little bit of black. Ultimately, I just really want this to look like really dirty, because in the book it's enchanted forest theme. So I just want to make it look messy. Let me get my spray bottle. And then I also just grabbed a little napkin so that can help us out. And I'm just going to start out with my fingers here, blending it to make it look a little bit more rattered. And that looks pretty good already. And I think I'm going to tear it a little bit and here and there. Maybe crinkle it a little bit. Give it some added texture. Okay. And then I need to let this dry for a second. Then I'm going to take some of my black distress ink and of course make it more grungy around the edges and where any of the tears are. Most of this is probably going to get covered up anyway, but I just want to make sure that it looks, you know, pretty nicely rounded out. At least on the edges where some of that's going to still show. That looks delightful and creepy. So that's like our wallpaper now, even though it technically was one of the Tim Holtz wallpaper sheets. I know it's hard to see on camera probably, but you can still see some faded traces of the pattern of the wallpaper. And then you can also see the grains of the wallpaper. So I'm going to let this dry a little bit more and then we're going to put it in the book. Actually, so while that dries, what I've done is I've printed out some of Priscilla's Shabby Creep images and I shrunk some of them down. Because they were a little bit too big for what I wanted to do. I really love the big elements though, but for this particular project, I needed them to be a little bit smaller, which is not a problem. I love that versatility. I'm going to use these little jars. And so since my prompt is on the vanity, I know that I want to do something that's a little bit shabby slash creepy. Take on what a traditional like shabby chic vanity would be. So I already knew I wanted to do that. So I'm going to cut these out. I'll link in the description box to where you can get these shabby creep images from the Release to Craft in Etsy shop. It's really nice to have all these like creepy, crawly elements all in one place. So it's a great kit, especially if you like making creepy things. Okay, actually, so I only need one of these right now, though I will be repeating the process 2 times because I'm doing 2 books over. So in addition to that, my vanity table is going to be this tree stump. So let me cut the tree stump out. So this is going to be like my vanity table. I feel like I might need something to back it a little bit to make it, well, I don't know, kind of, I wanted the wallpaper to look like a forest backdrop wallpaper. And then the tree, it actually kind of looks good on the background. just saying. Let me distress the edges because the white strip on the side is bugging me and it's messing up my my vision of what I'm trying to see here. That's all I can see. It's very stark. All right, perfect. So that's going to be my vanity base. And then one of these little jars is going to be on the vanity. But first of all, let me, well, you know what? Hold on. Let me think for a second. I think what I'm going to do first is back this onto something. And I think I need to cut this out a little bit. What did I do here? I think some image here. Oh, here. I'm like, this looks a little off kilter, which is okay. Okay. So let me back this little piece now on a piece of, I don't know, scrap cardstock. All right, so we got that one glued down, and I think I actually also want to back the tree stump. And of course I want to re-distress these items. So let's get those corners back distressed down. This is going to also help it stand out a little bit more from the background. Okay, so here's what we've got so far in addition to our little faux wallpaper forest background. Next, I think I'm going to take another piece of cardstock. I don't think I want to use this color because it's going to be too stark. Maybe something like this. And I think I'm just going to give it a little fold over and burnish down and cut like so. And then of course I want to glue this closed. And don't forget to tune back in to Priscilla tomorrow. And Priscilla's going to be closing out the Shabby Creep channel hop, so you don't want to miss the closure of it, especially if you've been following along the whole time. So I love doing these with Priscilla. It's always so much fun. Okay, next I have some of these like little bugs that I also printed from Priscilla. And I think I'm going to take maybe, because this one's like a little bit linear. See maybe if this one will work for me. Yes. Okay. I'm going to back this first. I don't know how fiddly I'm honestly going to get cutting around those antennas, but let's just do it for posterity. Now we can cut this out as good as possible. I do have some fussy cutting scissors that I actually was gifted by Priscilla. I know P, don't drag me. Okay, I got this little bug cut out. And now I want to distress it, of course. I'm going to use Vintage Photo, I think, for the top And then the back side, since it's red, I'm gonna probably use my black soot on that side. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is, I like this because it's kind of like snake too, which kind of fits with the creepy forest vibes. Just gonna glue maybe like close to 1/2 inch, like so. And you guessed it, we're going to glue this bug right onto here. Now, since the bug goes a little bit narrow, I think I'm gonna just cut this a little bit like a V shape kind of. That's just me being particular. Let's put some glue here and see. Okay, next, I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and glue down the tree stump. So I'm going to glue it along the sides for sure. And then we'll place this down. Great. Okay, then next, see if our bug fits in here. It's perfect. I don't know why that makes me so happy right now. I love it. Yay. So get it on the vanity. Okay, cool. Now, the other thing that I kind of wanted to do was, oh darn, I think I should have maybe done this step first, but let's see, maybe we can still do it. Let's see. I'm going to take one of these, like maybe this little fly that's already halfway cut here. Give it a little distress. I brought out this wired ribbon, and I want to take some of this wire. So I'm just going to pull some of that out and give it a snip. And okay, and then we need one of these moths here. And I will also back this little moth and cut this out. And I want to distress this one with Vintage Photo. And so the next thing I'm going to do is take a little bit of my double-side tape. And I want to use this just because of the metal. So I'm going to put a little bit of it on the back of the fly. And actually, I'm going to add a little bit of glue around wherever there is no tape. And we're going to take our little piece of metal, stick it so that it's going to be under the fly. And really burnish that. Okay. And then, so I think we need a small piece of like a scrap something. Here's a little piece. Just cut it down like a little rectangle. Should be good. I'll do it a little bit thinner. I just want to make sure it's not going to be showing through. And I'm going to add a little bit of tape to this. And to the back of the butterfly, just to be safe. And burnish those. And then we're going to make like a little sandwich with this other piece of the metal. Tweezers might help you with this. So going to, actually, I think I'm going to double the metal so that there's just a little bit more than one piece. So I'm just folding it over like a little hoop. And pop that right into the tape, like so. And then I'm going to sandwich that with this other little piece that we cut down. And then of course, burnish, burnish. And since this kind of shows a little, I mean, it could potentially show if you flipped it over. I guess you could do a little bit of writing on the back of the butterfly also if you wanted to. This is so cool. That's exactly what I was thinking. Okay, cool. So now you have this little element that'll be fluttering like when you turn the page to this page, and it's kind of fluttering around, and then you got the little like dead bug right here. And then of course you've got your vanity vial. You can also write in the back of this. I feel like though, maybe just to make it a little bit more creepy reepy, I might pop this spider behind the vanity vial. And once that's cut out, of course, and we'll pop this back here. First, let me make sure it's gonna be hidden. Yes, okay, cool. Like so. Just to add a little bit extra creep factor. Okay, and now I could maybe add some like fabric over here or something to make it a little bit more shabby, but I don't know. I kind of like how it is. Let me think. So maybe I'll take a little bit of my like spidery trim. I need to cut it so that it's like more ragged. And then I think I'll just stitch this on over here. Maybe I can do 2 pieces. All right, let me take it to my machine and I'll be right back. All right, so I've got those little fabric pieces on. I think I might add a little bit of moss to the corner also, just to give it a little bit more shabbiness. So I'm just gonna, actually I wanna use my other glue. Where is it? Here it is. And then when it dries, I'll distress that down a little bit so it looks a little bit more grunged in. So I'll take a little bit of my vintage photo and just kind of stamp it down to make it look a little bit more brown. Perfect. All right, then the last thing to do is glue it into the book. Okay, so before I do that, I'm going to take my black soot distresser and I want to fade these edges back a little bit. Now I'm going to take our piece. Oh yes. Ah, I love this. Actually, we could let this be a pocket also, now that I think about it, which I think I might do. So for that, what I'm just going to do then is I'm going to glue the bottom, the other side, and place. And I'm actually going to flip it so I can press it down from this side a little bit more easily. It's kind of tricky when the book is already put together. I don't usually rehaul books and stuff like this, so it's a little different process, but that's okay. So now, if you want to, you can tuck something else behind the vanity. A little pocket. All right, so this is it. So, and like I said, if you want, you can have this butterfly up a little. So like, for example, when you're here and then you turn the page, you get something like this. And then we have our little bug tag, a little spider back there, and also it's a pocket now. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video and this little shabby vanity, shabby creepy vanity. I absolutely love it. I think it's a fun little take on a vanity, totally different, but still the same premise. So I really like this prompt. So thanks, Priscilla. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to come on back the last final day tomorrow. Priscilla is going to be doing Keys to the Creep. And so you don't want to miss that. So go over to Release the Craftin'. I will link Priscilla's channel in the description box below. Stay tuned. Obviously I'm going to be working on these. I've also got custom orders that I need to get going through. So lots going on over here on my end. So pleasure being a part of this channel hop, and kudos and warm hugs to all the other creators of this challenge who did such an amazing job. Thanks again for Priscilla for putting this together, and thank you to all of you for watching along. And I think that is going to wrap it up for me for now. Be sure to stay tuned because you never know what direction this odd flock of ours is heading into. And until next time, toodaloo.